Hi everyone, welcome to week 8 of your Advanced Computers 3 course. This week we are going to be starting chapter 4 of PowerPoint. This chapter is going to introduce you to Microsoft Office PowerPoint as far as inserting and transforming pictures, using the internet as resources for these things, and then also adding video and audio to a PowerPoint presentation. And then finally, it's going to look at how to create a photo album using PowerPoint. So we're just going to start with the first half of this particular chapter. We are going to go up to slide 24, so basically up through using the internet as a resource, and then we'll pick up with the rest of it next week. So let's look first at the first topic, which is all about inserting a picture. So pictures are just different types of images that the computer is able to read, and they're created by what we call bits or pixels that are basically placed on a map. So when you hear the term bitmap, that's what it's coming from. It's little pieces that are on a map. And then each little pixel contains information about the color that's going to display. So you can see when you, get something a little bit enlarged, you can see how those different pieces are put together to make the picture. There's a lot of different types of graphic files that are supported by PowerPoint, and these are some of them that are listed here. And you can see how each of them are put together a little bit differently. You've got the bitmap, which is the first one we talked about, and you can tell by the file extension what type of graphic file you're looking at. So when it ends with BMP, that's how you know it's a bitmap. As opposed to when it ends with GIF, that means it's a GIF file, a graphics interchange format. So you can see what the descriptions are for each of these and how they are different and how they are the same and things like that. So different types of graphics are going to have, they're going to look different. Maybe not necessarily to your naked eye, but there are some that are better for others. So there's certain files that you don't want to necessarily enlarge because it will distort it too much, things like that. So that's why we have these different types of files, and we want you to learn about these types of files because choosing the right type of file will allow your final presentation to look a little bit better. So the first thing they're going to talk about now that you know about the different types of pictures is how to insert pictures using placeholders. So you can basically select a layout that has a picture button on it, and then you can insert a picture from that. So you can kind of just play around with your slide and figure out where you want everything to go before you actually put the physical picture in there. And then you can click the little picture icon. It'll be in this box right here. And then once you've done that, then you can put your picture in. So you can do that after you figure out the layout for your slide. Then you're going to also look at the Picture Tools Formatting tab. So what, again, this will do is allow you to do things like bring the picture to the front of the text or something, or crop it, or resize it, or change color on it, things like that. We can remove a picture's background. Maybe we don't want this purple. We only want the actual flower itself. So this would allow us to do that, to remove some of the different pieces if we don't want them for whatever reason. And this kind of goes through some of those background removal tools and how to do that. And then, of course, how to keep any change you might have made to the picture, because you don't want it to revert back to the previous picture. So they're going to go through the different steps on how to do that. So eventually you would end up with something looking like this. So you can see they removed all of the purple in this case. You can also correct a picture. So maybe you want to take some things out, but you also want to maybe sharpen it. You want to make it look a little softer, different things like that. So this is what this particular section is all about. How to correct a picture, how to sharpen it, things like that. The task pane goes along with that, so we can do things like maybe brighten it up, make it a little softer looking, We can do things with the picture saturation. So what that means is how intense or vivid the colors are. So all of those different things are going to be things that you can do with pictures, as well as, maybe making it look more bright and things like that. Maybe adding warmth to it by adding yellows and reds and all of those different types of things. So you can truly manipulate the pictures in all kinds of different ways. And then finally this week, make sure that you review these slides on multimedia copyright guidelines. This is what we're talking about when we talk about, going out and grabbing something online. If it's out there online, a lot of times, it is out there, and that means it's, we think it's just freebie. It's up for grabs. But keep in mind that if it's on the internet, it could be copyrighted. So unless the site specifically says it's a public domain, which means you can do whatever you want with it, you need to understand the copyright guidelines and how those would apply to you. So as you review everything for this week, if you have any problems or questions, please make sure that you reach out to me, and have a great week.